internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 12 Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. You guys are going to be extremely intrigued by the information we are going to go over today. It is extremely thrilling and extremely inspiring, and also very, very bullish for XRP. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. We are going to talk about the World Economic Forum, BlackRock and Ripple, and why I believe, from the evidence that I have gathered up, that BlackRock and Ripple are going to be announcing some sort of collaboration in the near future. Folks, strap in for this one. This one's going to be massive. Before we get into it, I want to say for the first 300 users that use my link in the description down below, you guys will receive a $30 free welcome bonus, and you do not need to deposit any money, folks. Within 72 hours, you will receive your $30 USD. And for all the other individuals that used my link previously, you guys will all receive a $100 bonus. It will be under your rewards. Now, you don't need to do anything. If you guys log in, you guys will see $100. If it's not there today, it'll be there tomorrow. But anybody that used my link before, you guys will receive $100. So go ahead and check that out. And for new users, link in the description down below. Free $30 for trading. And we are going to make some trading videos as well. So now let's get into it. Ripple's co-founder is now one of the world's richest people. This was back in 2018. Headlines like this are going to come up again. And I want you guys to mentally prepare for this. Okay, there's going to be a lot of dramatic events happening within the crypto sector this year that history is going to be made. Take a look at what the World Economic Forum said here back in 2021. This is very important. This is not old news. You got to understand that these kind of PDFs that they put together, this is what they follow. Listen to this part under potential for privately created digital assets to facilitate CBDCs. And this is very monumental because given where we are today, we know that Ripple and its private digital asset XRP and CBDCs are leading the way in this industry when it comes to facilitation of CBDCs. But listen to this jaw dropper. Existing private sector blockchain-based digital assets could potentially assist in the facilitation of cross-border wholesale interbank CBDC payments and transactions. Examples include the utility settlement coin and XRP digital assets. Such assets may serve as a bridge currency in cross-border interbank payments. Before experimenting with such digital assets, policymakers should have a clear understanding of the value add they could provide from economic and technical perspectives, considering both pre-existing and alternative solutions and limitation or downsides. Oh, I'm very excited to share this video. This is so crazy, okay? And what are the odds that as soon as the Bitcoin ETF got approved, the narrative changed? As soon as the Bitcoin ETF got approved, the next day the narrative changed on CNBC, and this is what they said.
And I like to use the example, if the Bank of Mitsubishi in Tokyo needs to transfer $100 million worth of yen to the New York branch and convert it to dollars, you need $100 million worth of yen in Tokyo and $100 million worth of dollars in New York. You're tying up $200 million in capital. If you can attach that to a coin, it simultaneously, so the bank frees up half the capital. That's a big deal. But we haven't made that jump yet. Yeah, but it looks like it's coming, doesn't it? I think so. Okay.
Now they're talking about moving money from A to B. Wait until a little video collage that I have for you. It is, folks, if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is going to be very beneficial to you. Go ahead and share this video to everybody you know and smash that like button. Do you guys remember Craig Phillips? I do. He worked at BlackRock for 8 years and 10 months, and then he went over to the Department of Treasury where he worked for 2 years and 6 months. And what's missing here? He was one of the directors at Ripple, okay? But it's not on here. Why are BlackRock executives, directors, are not posting their relations to Ripple on their LinkedIn profile? This is not the only one. We have Robert Mitchnick as well. Okay, he's currently the managing director for digital assets at BlackRock. If you guys remember back in 2019, this is what Brad Garlinghouse said about Craig Phillips. Craig's appointment to the board further affirms our commitment to working with policymakers, bringing experience, developing regulatory frameworks, enhancing cybersecurity, and overseeing innovation and risk management in the financial system, said Brad Garlinghouse. This is an exciting time for Ripple as the blockchain industry at large faces increased attention from regulatory bodies around the world, and we could be more thrilled with Craig's decision to help further our vision. And the WEF document talking about policymakers should have a clear understanding, and Ripple just happens to have, this is just one of dozens, significantly reputable individuals from the US Treasury. Look at Michael Barr, for example, Rosie Rios. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I can't put everything in one video. There's just too much. Robbie Mitchnick worked at Ripple back in 2018. And listen to this. This is on the Medium website. And Robbie Mitchnick was interviewed and he was asked about XRP. There are a couple of key considerations when examining XRP. First off, the token derives its fundamental value through its usage by participants in the Ripple network to process transactions, meaning growth in the Ripple network will be key to further appreciation in the currency. And Ripple has the biggest network in this crypto sector, hands down, and that is a fact. And it's not just a network, it's a network of trust that they have built over the years with transparency. Listen to what Robbie said here. When I questioned Mitchnick around the restriction of supply regarding XRP, how will there be enough XRP to match increased demand, utilization of the network pending an uptick in users? He pointed out a key caveat in the crypto technology. Fundamentally, the token is detached from any unit of value. Unlike USDC, XRP is not tied down to any underlying economy. Therefore, the notion of it being overvalued, the same way currencies can be fundamentally undervalued, is fallacious. As Mitchnick describes, XRP's valuation at a fundamental level will be based on the total of value of demand, the combination of transaction and storage demand. As a result, XRP's valuation will adjust to its growth and its usage for transactions and attractiveness as a storage/investment asset. And take a listen to this collage right here.
Switching gears to real world assets and the tokenization, that's also extremely exciting right now. And it's something that we've watched emerge. You think about some of the opportunities in those markets now around the world to tokenize financial assets, corporate bonds, the settlement of which is extremely onerous and takes forever.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate.
So you're exploring. I'm not going to give away everything that we're working on, but the way I think about this is that any transaction that has a middleman, any transaction that requires someone to kind of commute the trust between the transaction with security settlement, insurance settlements.
There is a need to democratize the exchange of foreign currencies. I don't think we need to create a new currency, but the technology to instantaneous calibrate all the currencies, that should be done.
The notion of tokenizing financial products in those markets is very exciting. The private equity business, also really interesting.
If we think about the opportunity, how we get to beyond the 1 trillion, I would start with private asset space is a $290 trillion market around the world. That's bigger than publicly traded securities. That's things like real estate, private equity, VC.
Assets in the world, depending on whose report you read, it varies between 300 trillion and 700 trillion. Right? The sky's the limit. So, Lawrence, my guess will be someday everything will be tokenized, and we won't stop until that day comes. So,
also very interesting and efficient on the secondary sale of private equity side. And so I think we're just getting started there. And that goes without even touching real estate, where we're deeply involved in Hong Kong, as we mentioned. But the tokenization of real estate or equity on real estate is really exciting. So again, these are new use cases, but they're real and they're big.
Wow, that's all I gotta say. Wow. And it's all about having the right mindset, right? A lot of people just don't see what's coming down the pipelines because it's something that we just haven't seen before. And humans tend to act stupid and believe some of these things that we talk about is impossible. If you told me in 2000 that the whole world was going to be locked up for years, I wouldn't have believed you.
And the last one is mindset. I think this is such a paradigm shift that it's very difficult for most people in our industry to comprehend what I've just explained in my first response, the potential of that technology. Because we're so used to what we do today that we sometimes tend to not be open or able to look at what the potential could be in a very open-minded way. And I think that's also something that will be changed through education, through...
And to put the icing on the cake, they're making it very vocal now. I've covered this in my previous video. But when we say this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it is. The stock market came out back in the 1700s. I always say this. And in our generation, we are fortunate enough to have something like Web3. And we are able to get in at ground zero.
My first question to you is this. It's a very simple question. I want a very simple answer. What is the definition of Web3? Can someone volunteer to take this one?
Yeah, sure. I'll start.
Okay, go. Sanjay, you're brave. Let's do it.
Yeah, but before I give out my definition of Web3, I want to say you're way too pessimistic, buddy.
Then prove me wrong. Tell me the definition
you
of Web3.
should look at it as this is the biggest opportunity ever for mankind.
Answer the question.
Digitization and data and the use of data is a big enabler in this change. It'll change everything.
That will all move to digital, and when it does, it will create massive wealth, the greatest wealth creation opportunity I'm going to see in my lifetime.
You should look at it as this is the biggest opportunity ever for mankind.
Answer the question wrong and ask somebody else.
Yeah. Web3 is the last piece of innovation that mankind will ever know.
Okay, but what is it?
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. I had to bite my tongue here. I was going to say some very just compelling things about individuals that doubt XRP, but I'm going to bite my tongue. And I'm going to let time settle all arguments. But for the individuals that have been riding with me, riding with this community, I don't wake up every day to come here, and I didn't start YouTube to make money. I started YouTube to spread the word as much as I can because nobody around me listened. If I could get across to one person, and I present videos like nobody else does, just to give you guys a better picture of how I've always liked learning the easiest way, to understand the easiest way. I feel like some people try to explain things, but they make it very complicated. And my way is to kind of just show you guys just from ground zero, very understandable things that anybody could catch on. So when somebody comments something negative about how XRP will never reach this, blah, 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 or anything in regards to Ripple or the ecosystem or crypto in general, it's how dumb can you be? Like, give me a break. This is going to be like a once in a lifetime opportunity, but if you miss out, you miss out. Sucks to be you. Okay? I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will be back with another episode.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.